Hi, I'm Heather. Welcome to class. Today we're going to work at ways of approaching and practicing Parivrtta Trikonasana, the Revolved Triangle Pose. Before we begin, if you find this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's start by bringing the chair to the very front edge of your mat. Have the chair facing away from you, and we'll work on Parsvottanasana first, the side intense stretch pose. Step the right foot between the legs of the chair, holding the top of the chair, stride the left leg back. You're taking at least the length of one of your legs between your feet. Move the outer left hip forward, so your chest is square to the back of the chair. And we'll come and go in and out of the pose on the breath a number of times before we hold. Inhale, exhale and tilt the chair onto its front legs so that as you come forward, your spine comes parallel to the floor. Inhale as you come up, exhale, again fold forward and cut the outer right hip back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward. As you cut the outer right hip back, press the mound of the big toe down, right big toe. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, up. Consider the length between the breastbone and the navel as you exhale forward, breastbone lengthening forward towards the chair. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. The outer left hip rolls forward. Inhale, up. This time we'll stay. Exhale, forward and stay. The torso, the arms parallel to the floor. And as you pressurize the knuckle of the big toe, the ball of the big toe, right big toe, then you cut the outer right hip back so that the outer left hip can move forward towards your chair. Keep drawing the breastbone forward away from the navel so that you are long on the front body. Plug into the back heel, inhale, stand up, step forward, and we'll swap sides. Left foot, so the toes are just coming between the legs of the chair. Stride the right leg back. Again, take the length of one of your legs between the feet and note what's happening in the alignment of the pelvis. Can you draw the outer left hip back, outer right hip forward towards the chair? And observe the length between the breastbone and the navel. Lift the breastbone up, inhale. Exhale, tilt the chair forward so your body comes parallel to the floor. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward. Cut the outer left hip back. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, forward. As that outer left hip rolls back, then the outer right hip can move forward towards your chair. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, forward again. Make sure the mound of the left big toe is pressing down, the knuckle of that big toe. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward, breastbone forward towards the chair. Sometimes it's helpful to look forward in the direction of the hands. That helps the breastbone move forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. Plug the back heel. Inhale, up. And this time we'll stay. Exhale, forward. Keep drawing the outer left hip back, but ensuring you're pressing the ball of the left big toe down into the floor. At the same time, you're plugging the back heel, rolling the outer right hip forward. Inhale, stand up, and let's step forward to come out of the pose. Working in Parsvottanasana like that helps us establish the foundation of the pose, the revolved triangle pose. So we've established our feet, the stance, the positioning of our hips, the length on the front body. Let's now work with a spinal twist. Come to sit on your chair. If we have the back of the chair, I will mirror you. So you'll have the back of the chair on the right side of the body. You're sitting sideways on the chair. Lift the spine up and twist to your right. So as you're twisting, you can use the hands on the back of the chair. You pull with your left hand and you push with your right hand to create the feeling of revolving the torso. But match the knees. Keep the inner knees together. Chest lifted, shoulders pressing back and down. Then come out of the twist and we'll swivel around to twist in the opposite direction. Knees and feet together. Lift up tall, draw into the crown of the head and twist to your left. And so again, you can use your hands. You'll be pulling with the right hand and pushing with the left hand as you twist. And make sure there is a lift through the lumbar spine, drawing the lumbar spine in as you lift the chest up. Shoulder tips press back and down. Steady breathing. And then come out of the twist and we'll come to stand up again. Now we'll come into Parivrtta Trikonasana using the chair for the forearm to rest on. Turn the chair towards you and we'll step the right foot underneath the seat of the chair. You can put your hands on the seat of the chair as you stride the left leg back. Already we're starting to move into a forward bend, but again, just be mindful of establishing your base. So as you press the inner right foot down, the knuckle of the big toe, then draw the outer right hip back so that you can move the outer left hip forward. Breastbone forward towards the chair, maintaining length on the front of the body. Then as we fold down, if the hamstrings are supple enough, you can bring your forearms onto the seat. If you're feeling tight, if you're restricted in the hamstrings and your capacity to hinge at the hips, put bricks on top of your chair or perhaps a bolster so you've got a little more height to support you. As we do come forward now, take the left forearm across the seat of the chair and use your fingers, curl your fingers around the outer edge of the chair so that when you pull on that will help you turn the torso. For now, let's place the right hand on the sacrum. Ensure the back heel is anchored. And then pull on the chair with your left fingers to sweep this left armpit chest around towards the right. Watch that you don't swing your hips off to the right. Keep drawing the outer right hip back so that your hips, your torso, your crown are in the same plane as the feet. Turn to the right. Press the right shoulder tip back and go on lengthening the breastbone forward towards the chair. Do your best to steady the breath. Then come out of the twist. You can place both hands on the seat of the chair and then we'll come to stand up and we'll swap legs. Left foot under the seat. Stride the right leg back. And again, you can have your hands on the seat. We establish our stance. When you plug the back heel, then move that outer right hip forward and go on cutting the outer left hip back. But don't lose the contact between the inner left foot and the floor. Press the mound of the big toe down into the floor. Then come into your forward bend. Remember that you're folding at the hips. You're not rounding the back. Fold at the hips. Draw the breastbone forward towards the chair. And before you come into a twist, see that you're keeping your crown, your breastbone, your navel, and your hips in the same plane as the feet. Then let's take the right hand across the seat of the chair, curl your fingers around the outer edge of the chair so that you can use them. You pull on the chair to help you twist. Sit the left hand on the sacrum. And so now as you twist, pull on the chair to sweep the right armpit chest around towards the left. So here's the armpit chest, sweep that around, but don't take your hips off to the left. Cut the outer left hip back, breastbone lengthening forward towards the chair, and as you turn, this left shoulder tip presses back. You keep plugging the back heel and maintain a steady rhythm with your breath. Then as you're ready, come out of the twist, place your hands on the chair, step forward, stand up to come out of the pose. Now, there are a couple of other ways that we can use the chair to help us revolve the torso. Let's take the chair and we'll have the seat facing us as we step the right foot forward and the left leg back. So we've got the chair seat facing us. The right foot's coming more, the toes are coming towards the front line of the chair. Then as we fold forward, keep the back heel plugged, hinge at the hips, and take your left forearm across onto the seat of the chair. Right hand can press into the top of the chair. And as you draw the breastbone forward, you can push onto the chair with the right hand to turn the body. Twist the torso in such a way that not only the right chest turns up to the ceiling, but this left armpit chest sweeps around towards the chair. And go on cutting the outer right hip back, moving the outer left hip forward as you plug into the back heel. Then to create more of that classic presentation of the pose, you can reach your left hand down the leg of the chair. Go on pushing into the top of the chair, turn the body. Then as we come out of the pose, let's come to stand all the way up and we'll swap sides. So we can have that chair facing us, left leg forward, stride the right leg back. Left toes can be in line with that front edge of the chair. Then come forward, hinge at the hips, make sure the back heel is plugged, and take your right forearm onto the seat of the chair. So already that's encouraging this right armpit chest to sweep around towards the left. Press the left hand into the top of the chair to turn. So the more you press, the more you'll be able to lift the left chest up. And again, just watch your hips aren't swinging off to the left. Draw the outer left hip back and suck the outer left hip across to the right hip. Pivot the torso and go on lengthening the breastbone away from the navel. To replicate more of that classic presentation of the pose, you can reach your right hand down the leg of the chair and go on pushing into the top of the chair to help you turn. Then to come out of the pose, let's bend the left knee, step the right leg forward and come to stand up. Now we're going to use the wall to help with our balance and our alignment. Let's take the long edge of the mat back to the wall. Have a brick ready for your hand. And we'll start with the right foot forward first, but give yourself at least a brick's width between the wall and the outer right foot. Stride the left leg back. At least see if you can align the right heel with the left heel and draw the outer right hip back more and more. Let's place the brick down between the wall and the outer right foot. And in our upright position, can you start to turn? So you can reach your right hand down the wall, press to the wall to help turn the right chest, left hand coming onto the wall at about chest height. Lift up the navel, lift up the sternum. And then we'll come into our forward bend, so sliding the hands on the wall as you come down. This left hand can come onto the brick between the wall and your foot. If that's challenging, put the brick inside the edge of the foot. But otherwise, let's press the right fingertips to the wall and bend the elbow to pivot the chest. So you're turning the right side chest up towards the ceiling. You're cutting the outer right hip back. And as you're using the pressure of the fingertips on the wall, keep that right shoulder tip pressing away from the wall as well. Breastbone lengthens forward away from the navel. And then feel into the broadening of the left side of the back. From the spine, sweep the spinal muscles down towards the floor and rotate your armpit chest, your left armpit chest, towards the wall. And then let's come to stand up and step out. Let's swap sides. Place your brick so that it's between your left foot and the wall. Left leg forward, right leg back, and see if you can align the heel with the heel. Draw the outer right hip forward and be in an upright twist. Left hand can reach down the wall, right hand is about chest height. Push onto the wall with the left hand to turn the left chest around towards the wall. Lift the navel up, lift the sternum up, and as you're ready, start to come down, sliding the hands along the wall. Reach the right hand down. Remember, if you do feel stiff, you can, of course, use more height. Turn your brick up higher. Then keep cutting the outer left hip back. Turn the chest, and you can bring the right fingertips onto the wall. Press into the wall to help you rotate the left chest up towards the ceiling, left shoulder tip away from the wall. And as you keep plugging the right heel down, feel into this right side of the back. Spinal muscles broadening down towards the floor, and the right armpit chest sweeping around towards the wall. Then slowly come to stand up. Bend the front knee so you can step out of the pose. We're going to try facing away from the wall now as we twist. We'll keep the brick where it was when we had our left leg forward, but this time you'll have your left outer hip along the wall and the right foot forward, left toes to the wall. See if you can draw that outer right hip back and already bring your left arm forward, because that's going to help with the twist. So outer right hip back, and then slowly start to come forward, hand to the brick. So this time you can have that hand in between the foot and the wall. If you want, of course, place the block on the outer edge of the foot and the ankle. Right hand to the sacrum. Lengthen the breastbone forward, and as you start to revolve, can you peel this right side chest up? Press the shoulder tip back towards the wall more and more. Let the left hip slide forward along the wall in the same direction as the head. Then perhaps you can take your top arm up. Back of the hand, fingernails to the wall, shoulder tip back towards the wall. You should be able to feel the wall with your outer left hip. Don't let the hips swing out to the right. Get steady there. And then let's inhale. Slowly come up and step out of the pose. Let's take our brick to the other side. So you can start with the brick right up against the wall and step your left foot forward next to the brick, right leg back so the toes come back to the wall. We want to feel that we can draw this outer left hip back. And slowly, as you're ready, hinge at the hips, bring your right hand down to the brick. And perhaps you work with a taller brick. Perhaps you feel you can take your hand across to the outer foot, the outer ankle. But keep drawing the outer left hip back, sliding the outer right hip forward along the wall so it moves forward in the direction of the head side. With your hand on the sacrum, left hand on the sacrum, start to turn, twist, take the left shoulder tip back, left chest turns up, and then if you're able to, you take your arm up, so the back of the hand comes to the wall, fingernails touch the wall, and you're intending to press this left shoulder tip back towards the wall. Go on, turning the chest, left chest up, and the right armpit chest forward, and then get steady. And then inhale, let's stand up and step out of the pose. Let's do Uttanasana. We'll lean the buttocks into the wall. You can have your feet about a block's length away from the wall, so that block can just give you an idea of how far away from the wall to step your feet. And then perhaps you can bring your block forward. Some of you may like to use that for your hands. But as we fold forward, the feet are tracking parallel to each other. We're gripping the kneecaps. We're sliding the buttocks up the wall. Some of you can reach your hands to the brick so that you're keeping length on the front body, keeping the back straight. Others, you may find that you can fold down, let the spine gently flex, catch the elbows, keep the knees straight, the kneecaps are gripped. And we just spend a moment here, slowing the breath down, getting steady, getting quiet. And then to come out of the pose, raise the head up. Hands can come to the waist. So the head starts to lift a little higher than the heart. Use the descent of the sitting bones. Drag the sitting bones down the wall to come to stand up. If when you come to stand up, you feel lightheaded, you feel dizzy, spend a moment drawing the chin to the chest, chest up to the chin, roll your shoulders back and down. And wait for that dizziness to subside. And when you're ready, you can release from that. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me. For more in-depth teaching, check out the video library on my website, heatherkitchenyoga.com.au. The link is in the description box below.